Hi and welcome. My name is Arwen Brooke and today we're going to do a full body workout in just about 20 minutes. It can be done, but it's going to require that we move a little faster. So I'm going to give you all the cues you need to be successful, including I'll give you options when the exercises progress from beginning to intermediate to advanced. I'll give you cues as to when you might choose to stop at beginning or stop at intermediate, or maybe you're ready to go all the way to the more advanced exercise. I hope you have tons of fun. We're going to start with the CoreAlign carts at the open end of the unit. And if you have a Gertie ball or a yoga block, those two props are recommended but not necessary, so you'll want to grab those as well. Let's get started. All right, we're at the open end of the CoreAlign and we're going to begin. We're going to place the hands on the carts, take the spine into a nice long upright position, and slide the carts forward into a nice simple low stretch. And then we're going to lift the abdominals, lifting into a nice deep curve like a kitty cat stretch, and then flex to come back down and away. And again, flex to bring it in. Imagining there's a porcupine resting on your thighs and you're trying to go up and over that porcupine and lift off of those spikes. And one more time, up and over. And then we're going to bring the right elbow back, turn to the right, and stretch the arm overhead. Bend on the left, and turn left, and center. And right, and left. And now looking straight down at the center of the CoreAlign, we'll go into an alternate or a reciprocal movement through the arms, letting both carts be in motion at once. Letting the shoulders rotate while the gaze and the head stay stationary. And then bring yourself back to both arms overhead. And now we're going to bring the carts in as we bring the chest forward and up. This is like a swan on the mat, or Cobra if you're a yogi. And shrug the shoulders down, hearts to the front, and lower back down. One more time, let the carts push the shoulders back. Let the heart float up naturally. Beautiful. And now we're going to place the knees on our little slender mat, and then place the hands on the carts at least as wide as the shoulders. And I'm going to encourage you to place your knees together, but a little bit wider at hip distance apart would be just fine. So we're going to start with our mat cat. We're going to flex the spine and let the carts come in, and then push the chest forward to push the carts away. Exhale, curl the tail under, round to bring the carts under. Hearts push the carts forward. And again, so it's our cat stretch. As the hands and knees narrow, the stretch increases. Now it's our little mini cobra or swan, and the chest expands. Exhale, dome. Stretch the low back. Inhale, extend, open the front body. And again, round, and chest forward, and round, and chest forward. And then we're going to round to bring it in. Transfer the hands to the skinny mat alongside your knees and just lift the hips up and find your way into a forward bend. Walk your feet a little bit closer to the CoreAlign and just pause there as you practice some nice deep breathing. You're going to start with bringing your center of gravity forward over your toes so you're not sort of tilted or your hips aren't behind your heels. You want them centered right over. And then we're going to soften the knees. And then on the exhale, we're going to lengthen the legs as we lift the abdominals and look up towards our belly button. Again, soft knees. Exhale, lift the belly, lengthen the legs, and peer up towards the belly button. So we're trying to take our long, linear body into a real curvy, deep stretch. Reminds me much of a fern, a little baby fern, curled in on itself, right? As the legs lengthen, the spine curls in on itself as if my forehead could come up to my belly button. And one more time. Now I'm going to transfer my hands to the carts, and I'm going to take my spine from that fern curl position out into a plank. We're going to articulate the spine, curl the tail under, sliding the carts forward, the hips come forward, the spine unfurls. And then we're going to return to our fern curl by nodding the chin, peering up at those abdominals, and bringing the carts home. And again, curling the tail under, rolling out, and nodding the chin, flexing the spine, doming up through the low waist, and again, rolling out, and nodding the chin, back to your fern curl. One more time, rolling out. Hold here, and we're gonna point and flex the feet. This is a warm up for those ankles, plus your core, plus those shoulders. Lift up out of the wrist, keep the abdominals drawing deep into the spine, and then flex the feet, nod the chin, and float back in. While you're here, you can bend the knees, sink down, and we're gonna go into a resistance change and standing arms. So one peach on each, and then we're gonna come up to standing and head towards the ladder. We're gonna take our feet inside the tracks, and we're gonna reach back and grab our carts, pulling them to the ladder. Once we have both carts and both feet situated nicely, we're gonna take our hands to our ropes that are preset. I have mine at about shoulder height and 4 rungs long. You can adjust accordingly. So while you may be setting up still, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what we're doing. We're looking for that beautiful long line through the spine that includes core support. That pubic bone in the front of the body needs to feel like it's got a real strong connection up towards the sternum. While you keep that, you'll feel some energy under the buns and into the hamstrings. We're not tucking, we're just lifting up on that pubic bone to keep length in our low back, so we're not losing that. And then we're going to take the arms straight out in front of us, shrug the shoulders back to begin with, and then just glide the knuckles down towards the floor to move forward and open the chest. In Pilates world, this is called chest expansion, this arm movement, which I really love because it really lets you know what you're going for. You are not just trying to pull the arms back, but you're in fact trying to create space in the front of the chest. So your shoulders should move back in space and continue to stay back. And one more like that. And then we're going to float the arms out in front. We're going to swivel the palms inward. And now finding the posterior deltoid in the back of the shoulders, we'll open up and come back together. Shrugging the shoulders down, sending those toes forward. See if you can feel the front of your body integrate from the tops of your feet up to your abdominals. Everything up the shins, the quads, everything is activated together. And nothing can happen on one side of the body that isn't matched with the other. So you've got your upper back and those hamstrings and glutes. Good. And now we're going to finish our arm series with robot. So we're going to take the right arm up, left arm down, and crash into the ladder. And then hover in snug without crashing to the other side. So we love smooth, controlled movements. It's a sign of our body working really effectively and efficiently and harmoniously. So if you do find yourself crashing or bumping, don't be alarmed and don't beat yourself up, but do just take that experience and use it to help you practice smoothing out your movements and return. The CoreAlign kind of helps you learn that skill by design, just by keeping you off balance. All right, we're going to take ourselves to the ladder now, so you're going to use your handles to get you there. And we're going to make sure our legs are nice and warm with a little squat, so you can hold on at waist high or even lower at hip height. The carts are 4 or 5 inches away from the bumpers, depending on your sort of flexibility and organization around this. We're going to try to fold at the front of the hips and let the knees glide forward, at least just to the toes, not well past, but we don't need to have our knees over our heels. That's actually not ideal. So let your knees drift a little bit forward over those toes. Sit into your squat, continue to try to lower down, and then we're going to try to shuffle here. This is a lot of work in the legs, and we wanted that. This is our full body workout in 20 minutes after all, so we need the biggest bang for our buck. But if you're worried about what you're feeling, if you're feeling anything in your knees, for example, you might lighten up by coming up. See if you can bring more weight back into your heels, pushing the heels forward and pulling your heels back to kind of support the knees more from the back of the leg. Our quads tend to work hard enough, and they need their counterpart, those hamstrings, to help them out. And if you want, you can take one hand off the ladder Trying that. This is taking it up a notch, so you can leave this out if you like. One more to each side, and then come on in and all the way up. And then we're going to let the right cart come all the way back, and then the other. All right, we're going to climb out of the tracks and add some resistance at the open end. So we're going to get into some standing side splits, and that involves a little more resistance. So we're going to put a gray and a peach on each cart. This is relative to my body, so if that feels heavy for you, you can just do the gray or lighter. And if you aren't feeling much of anything, you could increase to a gray and a blue, or gray and 2 blues. All right, we're going to step onto the skinny mat first, and then onto the cart. Our feet are narrow, and then they're going to slide apart, open and close. Simple, and we're practicing smooth. We want equal work on both sides. My hands are here on my hips to help me feel not only the activation of the muscles, but also the folding in of the joint. You can kind of see that's where my legs intersect my pelvis and go into that socket and sit in there nice and deep. We're looking for that neutral spine still, so we want that feeling of connection from our pubic bone up to our sternum to be strong, space in the low back. Then we're going to come in and practice a few squats, and then straighten back up. Folding at the front of the hips, sliding those thigh bones back into the sockets, and then rising up. Every time you squat, your hips fold. So every time you stand up, they should open completely from this deep crease to this smooth, flat plane. That's the pubic bone coming up and folding in and up. So now we're going to combine that with our side splits. We're going to squat down, and we're going to open the legs out. We're going to stand up with the legs split and come back in. And squat down, open, stretch, and connect. Fold, open, stretch, and connect. 2 more this direction. And in, and open, and up, and together. Okay, you get to step down and move right onto the other side. We have left foot on the stable base first, right foot on the platform. We're going out and in. Once again, let's add some arms. Give them a little life and purpose. And one more. And then we go right into our side square. That's this one here. Open, up, and connect. Squat down, open, stretch up tall, and connect. Find those hips and fold them. Take them wide, and then open those hips to rise up. And again, each time you straighten up super tall. 2 more. And open and up, together, and sit. Take it wide, straighten up, cart stay still, and together. And we'll step all the way down. We're going to make a cart adjustment. We're going to move one cart to the same track as the other cart. So I'm taking the one nearest to you, and then I'm going to put 2 peach on each. So to review, we've got both carts in the same track, and we're going to put 2 peach on each. And then we're going to use these guys to help us work our inner thighs. So we're going to pull the carts together. You'll remember we just did the side splits working our way out. Now we're working our way in, getting that full body. So we're going to place our hands on the opposite side of the CoreAlign and then create, as best as we can, a long neutral spine. We're going to lift our toes when we're ready and start to move. Open and connect back in. And open and connect. You're going to feel your inner thighs here, pretty much guaranteed. If you haven't done a lot of inner thigh work lately, you might be happier on a single peach. If you're a super inner thigh junkie, you might want to add a little bit more, but I don't encourage it unless you're having a completely boring experience here. As you continue, see if you can start to build your thoughtfulness around your core. This is a neutral effort, so your core isn't going to flex your spine or tuck your tail. It's gonna simply make the circumference of your waist feel more toned and hugged inward. And then we're gonna pull the carts together and hold. And we're gonna try to attempt our thread the needle. So we're gonna take the right arm up to the sky, and then we're gonna draw the arm under the other, keeping the carts together and relatively still. 2 more this side. Twist and under, and spiral up and spiral under. Keeping those carts together is not easy. Okay, left arm reaching up, and thread the needle under, and reaching up, and thread that needle under. One more time up. We're gonna stretch those fingertips as high as we can. One more time under, and then both hands to the CoreAlign. Landing your toes down or not, you can balance your way up to high kneeling. And then once you're there, really opening those hips is the key. We're gonna open and close, and open and close. Arms can really do anything here. If this feels good, join me. But if it challenges you in any way, you can just make up your own choreography. As I mentioned, I'm really most concerned with these hips moving, and good. Last 2. Last one, and hold the carts together. And then we're gonna open to the right and center, and open to the left and center. You can go to your right, or you can just mirror me, and other side and up. And then let's roll down through the spine, bringing the hands to the carts, release your knees, and let the carts land at their bumpers. We're gonna move our open-ended cart all the way over to the other track and reconfigure it with a blue at the ladder. So 1 blue on each cart, and away we go. So, on up to standing, on up to the carts, facing the ladder. This is where our Gertie ball comes into play. You're gonna tuck it between your inner thighs. If you have a yoga block, you're gonna tuck your yoga block between your inner thighs. Using that to fuse your femurs kind of together into one block with your pelvis. We're gonna begin with a hoof on each leg, and repeat. 1 more each side. See if you can find those hamstrings really connected. Now we're gonna hoof on the right and just descend down into our 90-90 lunge, and up we come. And hoof on the left and fold at those hips to come on down. And again, hoof and descend, and up we come, moving at a fairly clipped pace. We're doing about 3 of each exercise. Hoof and descend. So in just a moment, we're gonna add some more choreography, but if you'd like, you can just keep going into that lunge. So I'm gonna lunge on the right leg and twist to the left. Coming back in, lunging left, twisting right, and up, lunge and twist, and up, and lunge and twist, and up. Again, 1 more each side. So maybe you join me here and you want to stay here, but if you're ready, we're going to add lunge, side bend, and in and up. Left leg, left arm, trying to keep those hips level and that bottom knee still in space, as if it found a nice connection down to the earth and held it there. 1 more each side, and in, left side, last time, and in. Now we're gonna take our hands up to shoulder height and go into statue on wheels, and in. Try it again to find that pubic bone up to the sternum, and in. And then if it feels possible, you're gonna try for a little suspension. This is a more intermediate advanced moment, so leave it out completely okay to do it, just a tiny little taste of it at first, and then increase your distance from the ladder as you get more comfortable. The first push is the scariest, and okay, and then we're gonna take that last one, land it in, and then press back out with your hands a little closer to the center of the ladder, we're going to go into point push, rising up onto the balls of the feet and then landing back in. Send your elbows down and forward to help you find the connection under the arms into the serratus as opposed to the pecs. One more time, pushing out and up. We're going to hold there, and for now, we're going to keep our cart still as we take our right arm up off the ladder, rotate open, push that left shoulder out to the side so you get this beautiful line across your body from hand to hand, and circle the hand back to the ladder. Push that right shoulder forward, turn, spiraling from your ankles up to the top of your head to the other side. Push, twist, and spiral, and push, twist, and spiral, and then come all the way in. We're going to take a quick tabletop stretch, hands on the ladder at about hip height, folding at the hips, stretching out those hamstrings. You can take your right cart forward and then back, your left cart forward and back, one more each side. Quick and dirty is the name of this game. And then bring it in, and then let's articulate, rounding the spine to come into sort of a leaning ski jump or plank position, and then glide the carts all the way in. The next exercise is called hoof flexion, and then it quickly progresses into dancer air. So if you know what I'm talking about, you'll be able to probably follow along. If it's new to you, you're going to learn hoof flexion, and you might just stay there, and then if you feel inclined, maybe on your second pass through the video, to progress into the next few sort of progressions. So we're going to start with the hands at about waist high. We're going to hoof on the right leg, and at the same time we're going to scoop and tip the pelvis, which means we're going to end up with a rounded low waist and this nice open hip here on the right, and then bring it in, hoof and flex on the left, and up, hoof and flex. So we want to feel a real sort of gathering from the sit bone to the heel that pulls our pelvis into that tilt. And last one before we add anything. So all we're going to do is add on the right leg, right arm under, a little twist, and in and up to tall, hoof and twist, and in and up to tall, hoof, twist, and in and up, hoof, twist, and in and up. Now we're going to add our dancer, hoof, twist, and we hang back, and hoof, twist, and hang back, and going under the tunnel, and then lengthen and get long through the spine. And we'll hoof on the left and twist on the left, and then hang back. Okay, and now we're going to try for air. Air is your releve. So we're going to hoof on the right, twist on the right, and then we're going to come up to air and spiral and get longer. And then we're going to hoof from air, twist right, left arm under right, and then come up, air, and twist. And then it's right leg, right arm, and then for length and glory. And then left hoof, left arm, and up for length and that glorious moment at the top. Let's do one more each side. Right arm, right hoof, and reach up and around. Left leg, left arm, and up, and reach. Find that length. Really enjoy it. Then circle that arm back to ladder and land your way in. Okay, we're going to take our feet right onto the bottom rung. Let's place our hands first at about shoulder height or maybe even chin high. Climb our feet onto ladder nice and wide, and then we're just going to hang back into a nice sort of hanging downward dog. Shoulders shrug down, tail stretches back, little tail wag feels nice here, and then we're going to curl the tail under, move into this long hanging plank, and then reach the chest forward and up, coming into extension, and then nod the chin, recurl the fern, and roll out to that downward dog. And again, one more time, curl the tail under, peeling through that plank, lift your heart, spill back, shoulders back. Oh, feels so good. And then you can draw your chin to your chest as you pull yourself forward. Step carefully down to your cart. Take a big breath and bring your hands to your heart. At this moment, you are done and free and I hope you had a wonderful workout. Feel fantastic and come back to do it again.